I would do Gunther versus Goldberg. Like, honestly, I would do Gunther versus Goldberg at Survivor Series and do a repeat of the 2016 finish, but with Gunther playing the role of Goldberg. Goldberg's always wanted to have one final match. Why not get absolutely stomped by the next big thing, Gunther? And then finally he's done. He gets his final fucking match. He gets to do something good for the business. He gets to give back. He gets to get a massive payday. He gets to get a hero's applause after the match when he shakes Gunther's hand and said, this is your yard now. It's yours. Sorry for trespassing. Shows him all the respect, baton passed. You know how much respect I would have for Goldberg if he did that? You know, Goldberg keeps saying he wants to have like a final match. He doesn't need to have a final match and come back and beat anybody else. He's beaten enough people. Go out on your fucking back. So many people made your stumbling, bumbling, uncoordinated, dangerous, inexperienced ass into a star. The least you can do is pass it back to them on the way out the door. Beating the Fiend and, you know, beating Kevin Owens and beating Brock and doing all that shit that he did when he came back when he was already too old. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's take, give nothing back. I think it's time that Mr. Goldberg got his ass kicked. Yeah, I know a lot of fans' instinct are going to say, well, Goldberg would never want to do that. Well, you know what? That might be his only option. Because I just don't think Triple H is going to say, yeah, come back in and beat Gunther. If you want to have a final match, yeah, sure, come on in and beat our champion. Triple H is not going to say that. So, you know, maybe Goldberg realized that this would be something that would also give him a ton of respect. You know, I don't care how big your ego is. Your ego should also recognize that that can be good for you. He has to know that a large portion of the fans do not like him. He has to know that. He could win a lot of them back by doing something like that. And I think to chalk up a big ego to only being able to focus on winning and nothing else and not seeing bigger picture stuff, I'd like to have a little bit more belief in Goldberg than that he's not that simple-minded and, you know, and dumb. He'd get a payday, he'd be putting over the next thing. I mean, he'd be remembered for this. He'd be remembered positively for this. The fans' instinct to believe that he's just got too big of an ego to take a loss, you gotta think bigger than that. I understand why you feel that way, but think it through a little bit. Trust me, I can't stand Goldberg. I think he's a fucking jerk-off. But I would like to think that even a jerk-off like him would be a little smarter than that. If he has an opportunity to come have a farewell match, there ain't no shame in putting over the most dominant motherfucker the company has on the roster right now. The fastest rising star who already has unbelievable credibility and unfortunately isn't going to be able to face Brock Lesnar because of what happened with Brock. Goldberg would be the next best thing. And send Goldberg off once and for all, eliminating all threat that he'll ever come back and ruin our lives again. Triple H making him understand that this can be good for you. This can be good for your legacy. Let Gunther put you down. You're losing to one of the best we got. You know, there's no shame in that.